Hello everybody and welcome back to another round of Wheel to Wheel. We're here at Le Saf for round 3 of the Off-Season Championship in these beautiful Group C cars. Tonight with me I have Fine Moves on the visuals.
Hey boys.
And we've got Untouchables as my other commentator.
Good to be here, thank you Dragon.
Yeah, so how are we feeling about this race tonight? What are you guys looking to see?
Oh man, we got a bunch of quick dudes in this lobby. It's going to be a great race.
Yeah, this race is going to be lightning fast with the Group C cars pulling nearly 900 horsepower and some of the fastest drivers for wheel to wheel throughout the off season. Surely everyone you can't blink.
Absolutely. What kind of pace are you guys expecting to see from qualifying here?
Oh, we saw a 3:19, didn't we, just in practice before?
This one's got a 3:17. I'm running with Footner at the moment, and he's on a 3:18 at the moment. So I'm going to be seeing mid to high teens for the laps.
Yeah, I think if they work together and get a bit of slipstream going, they can definitely get in the 17s. I'd expect most to be sitting in the 18s somewhere about, maybe a couple of 19s towards the back end of the field.
Let's bring it on, so they should be kicking off quali shortly, I guess.
Should be about a minute.
Being still new to Wheel to Wheel, Early's pace. What's his pace like?
Oh no, he's been around. He's been around for a while. He's just had a kid recently, so he's taken the last few months off. But he was around in season 6,
4
like
and
start
5,
of season 6. Yeah, he's been around for a while, like back to season 2 or 3 at least. But yeah, he's quick.
Yeah, he's got some decent pace. I've had some good battles with him a couple of times, so I think he might struggle against the top end of this field, but he'll be a contender for kind of 5th or around that kind of marker. Happy to be proved wrong though.
Yeah.
Let's try and pick a top 3 here with the pace we've got.
I mean, it's hard to go past Diswood. Footnar making his return as well. Oil's been putting some time in.
I really don't know who to choose between Diswood, Pure Axle, or Footnar.
Yeah. And then you've got Oil and Apex as well, and
of course, yeah.
It's so hard to pick.
Yeah, you're right. No, didn't look that far down there.
And even like with full damage on as well, you got to watch out for some of the boys like Dale, Jonesy, Intrinsic. They may make their way up the field. Like you saw Intrinsic, the season finale, season 6. He had damage a couple of times, had to pit early, and he ended up coming out from the back of the field to finish top 5, didn't he?
Yes. There we go. So it looks like Footnar and Diswood have gotten out of the pits first. Either one just kind of behind them, followed by Early, and I think I see Apex Humper up the inside of him. So everyone getting a hustle on out of the pits here. You will only get 1 lap, so it's crucial to make sure you don't get a penalty. You get everything right.
Yeah, 1 lap dash for the
still sitting in the pits.
Who's this?
Contagious. Still just sitting back in the pits. He doesn't have too long to spare. He might not make a lap if he's in here for another 30 seconds or so. So it could be dangerous. Maybe just deciding not to qualify.
Just to give everyone a quick idea, the spread of the field. We've got a 962 in here. We've got a R92.
I think we've got 1 Nissan. We've got 2 Mazdas, and I think the rest are Mercedes.
Most of the field going with Saubers. Intrinsic showing the old 7.8, 7B as well as Contagious. No Jaguars though, funnily enough. There was a Jaguar in our race early on tonight, Dragon. He was lightning quick. Straight line.
Yeah, Spence was doing really well in that Jag.
Spence finishing.
And whatever Dale's driving, I'm distracted by that hot pink.
Yeah, I might have to take some responsibility for that. I jokingly said just to make his car the brightest colour possible, so that people might not hit him. And I think he might have taken that idea and ran with it. So we'll definitely be seeing him no matter where he is on track.
I don't think the Mercedes engineers were imagining that would ever happen to a C9.
So we've got Diswood's up the back.
So Contagious isn't going to qualify. He's still
Diswood's in the back.
Yeah, he's waiting. He's just taking his time.
Yep.
I thought he would have been up the front.
No, I was talking to him the other night, and he said he prefers to kind of stay at the back and not have to rely on other cars for slipstream, give himself plenty of room, so I'm sure that's what he's doing.
Yeah, right.
He's doing some very nice swerving right now as well. Seeing a lot of black and green cars throughout the field, actually. It's a bit of a thing.
Mazda from Intrinsics doesn't look too bad with that glossy maroon colour.
I don't mind Contagious's Mazda livery. Unfortunately, can't really get too much of a show from it on track, but we'll see that during the race, I'm sure.
Not really a lot of retro liveries out there as well, which is interesting to say the least, but
I don't care too much for him, if I'm completely honest. So here we go. Footnar looking to start his lap. He's got a nice run out of the final 4 chicane there. On the power super early, didn't even run it out to the curb.
Apex is a little bit loose out of the 4 chicane, so that's going to hurt him up this first straight.
Pure Axel's
had to burn a penalty.
Oh no. So he's had to stop before the line to burn that penalty.
Yeah.
Well, he's in fairly close behind Oil, so if he has a good first sector here, he should get some toe there from Oily.
Yeah,
as Dale's got a penalty, Ellie's got a penalty there, but their laps are ruined. The Pink Pig and the Roadrunner are gone.
Pretty easy to burn though on this track, wasn't it?
Yeah, half a
picked up
second
another
should
penalty.
pretty quick too. Oh man. So this
3
guy's
laps,
pushing to use every little bit of these track limits, and it's costing him at the moment.
The 3 laps gone there.
Footnar's looking pretty good at the front of the field yet, at the moment. No penalties for him yet.
He was struggling with the 4 chicane there on his practice laps though, so...
Yeah.
And Contagious has just popped out of the pits now, so...
That's unfortunate. So he might have gone to grab a drink or something downstairs and got caught up talking to the missus and might have just missed it, but you know, anything could have happened there. That Porsche seems very slow on the shifts compared to at least the Mazda that I was driving earlier.
Yeah, the Porsche wasn't too great on the straight line and on the top end as well. So I found it was still quite solid though, coming out second gear in the slow stuff. So that's sort of a little bit of a event. And Jones has just binned it out of Mulsanne.
Oh no! Well, he can still get a move on and maybe beat a couple of them guys that have got to burn a penalty.
He's got damage as well, so.
Oh man.
He's driving in the
He's
best.
backing way off. Dale's burnt his penalty though, so...
Wells picked up a penalty. Everyone's picking up a penalty. It's going to be a matter of pretty much E1, Apex and Footnar. Who's going to get the fastest lap?
Yeah, I think Footnar's on for one here. He's looking pretty consistent. I haven't seen him make too many mistakes as of yet.
Gotta
Just
keep
the
an eye
Porsche
on.
curves to go.
Keep an eye on Diswood as well. He's in that Nissan R92, which is a jet on the straight line as well.
Yeah, very nice exit from the Porsche curves by Footnar there. Going to get the run down to the 4 chicanes. This is where he's been struggling in practice, so we'll see how he goes here. Plenty of curve on the first and second. Blending a curve again, run it all the way out onto the green stuff, power early. 17.9 from Footnar. Apex is out on the dirt through the final 4 chicane.
That's cost him
18.2.
Evil One's
going to come
slow.
across for a 21.4. Early's got to burn his penalty before he finishes the lap. He doesn't, so it's going to bump him way down.
It just adds. It only adds that 10th though, doesn't it?
Oil with a 19.1, Pure Axle
Packer up into
19.2,
fifth.
CS
Nice.
Packer with a 21.0.
Here comes Jonesy.
We'll keep an eye on.
Diswood's going to be the one to watch here.
Yeah, here we go, Diswood. Oh,
17.2.
straight up.
17.2.
Damn.
Pole by a long
Holy
way.
crap! Ooh,
And,
I feel a
damn,
lot
that's
slower than I was
Contagious.
during my...
Contagious is still coming around for his...
This is his outlap still, so
Oh, is it?
yeah. So no time will be set for Contagious here.
I gotta say that Mazda sits hell of a lot lower than some of these other cars. When you
Sounds glorious too, doesn't it? I just got to listen to that for an hour and I have zero regrets.
maybe you should go Mazda as your choice of manufacturer for season 7 there.
It was up there as one of my choices actually, so yeah.
So there we go,
Speaking-
317.2.
Diswood on pole.
Speaking of
Closely followed by-
handicaps, what's the handicap for fine moves this season?
Oh, man,
I
there'll be
think
none
we
of that.
should just put him in a go-kart.
No, I'm looking forward to... I'm looking forward to anything other than the Mustang this season, so...
Alright, we'll see
Yeah,
how
I
these
heard you
boys
got,
go
I heard you
online
got shunned into the Mitsubishi there for one season.
Oh, I loved it. That was a great car. I did a season in FIA with that as well. It was actually fairly
Here we
competitive.
go, they're all off the
But
line.
yeah, here we...
Looks like we're 4 or 5 wide behind, but Pure actually gives a little bit of a shunt to Apex, letting him know that that's the line he wants into turn 1. Diswood leading the field, Pure Axle looking up the inside of Footnar. Footnar's going to get shoved out here, and he's going to lose 2 or 3 spots.
Back to
Wide.
4th.
Yep,
Any damage?
Footnar under a lot of pressure there.
Field's gone through nice and clean, so no damage. Race is still on.
Yep. Dale up into 5th in that beautiful pink,
Yes.
beautiful pink Mercedes. Diswood's building himself a little bit of a gap through the first sector, but that's going to come running down once these boys get into top gear and that slipstream comes into effect.
Hmm.
Yes, we'll keep an eye on the field and see if anyone goes for a move as Evil 1 and Contagious side by side coming down the straight as well. Looks like the Mazda's got the legs on it as well. Not by much, but it's going to have him into first chicane. Footnar's pulled out as well, just maybe trying to find his braking marker or to defend against Dale there. Oh, Footnar's loose on the exit of chicane 1. That's going to put him under massive pressure. Dale goes past him here. Let's see if he gets swallowed up by the rest of them. There goes early through.
Oh, no.
And Oil's past him as well, so that bad
Everyone-
exit to the first chicane's lost him
Yeah.
3 spots.
Oh,
Not too
and
much of a
he's
gap back to CS Packer
a bit
as
lake
well.
on the brakes there from Footner, but... unless
So
it was
maybe
lag.
not. He's got himself a penalty too. Maybe running too wide on the entrance to the corner. I believe that could have been for. Pure Axle's lost a spot to Apex Humper as well. Dale's now chasing him down. Yeah, I think Evil 1's settling in at the back. Intrinsic's dropped back to 11th. Contagious goes up the inside of
That was a
Jonesy into
big
the
move from
Mulsanne corner.
Contagious, yeah.
It made it stick, stopped it on the apex, left plenty of room. Now he's going to be chasing down CS Packer.
As I say, Dale's doing well in that pink Mercedes to sit up and
Absolutely.
pull.
And they've broken the slipstream back to Oil in 5th as well, so Oil and Footnar want to be working together here. Footnar want to find a place to burn that
Too
penalty
wide
too.
through Indy, Dale pulls out.
Yep. That was right on the rear bumper of Pure Axle there though. Oy.
Packer's just made a move past.
Oil's gone deep. Who's that?
No,
Pure
that's
Axle's
Pure
gone
Axle.
deep. He's off.
I think Pure Axle might have received a little bit of a bump from Dale there. Looked like.
Dale's taken, gone right off.
Yep. So he's redressing that move.
Oh, is he?
So that's going to ruin both of their the starts of their
It's,
races. Pure Axle's got a long time getting going too. Do you want to jump on with a replay of that one?
Yeah, let's jump on for a replay from Dale's perspective. Get a bit of cockpit cam happening. Here we go.
I think he just outbraked himself a little.
Oh, sorry, I was on Pure Axle then. Yeah, he must have... Oh, that's costly.
Early's had something happen as well because he's now 7 seconds behind. Did either of them get damage from that? So no damage on either of those two cars. Looks like the field is clean. Apex Humper's got 4 seconds of penalties to burn. And he's trying to burn them before the start-finish line. That is absolutely brutal.
And
So Diswood now
little-
out to a 4.5 second lead. That was a gift right there. Apex Humper must have collected a lot of penalties in a very short amount of time there.
Oil's up in second.
Yeah,
And
and
the,
that battle for fourth is on right now. Contagious has made his way up to fourth after starting on the back of the grid in that Mazda, so I'm sure Apex Humper and Footnote won't want to be sitting behind them waiting around after some rough first laps.
So the 2 of the 3 drivers we had so far have all had shocking starts to the race.
But no, it's going to be right on the edge of the track limits there. Looks like he's right onto that rear wing of Apex Humper trying to catch back up to Contagious. I know that Mazda has some legs towards the end of the straight, so... Oh! Contagious has gone for the dive on CS Packer. CS Packer rolled off a little early to burn that penalty, I believe. Contagious now up into third. And they're 2 wide behind him as well. CS Packer and Apex Humper pulling across in front of CS Packer, not wanting to give Footnote any slipstream at all. And they're going to be side by side through this next corner.
Footner's fighting for it though. CS Packer's breaking all the dirty stuff. Footner's down the inside of both of them.
Doesn't look like he's going to be able to hold that. Oh, he gets another penalty in the same spot he got one last lap, so not quite learning his lesson there. Maybe not knowing where he got it.
Well, he was on the inside there for the entry of the corner, so it must be on the exit there he's getting it.
It could be mid-corner, it could be the left-hander cutting too much of the curb there, but Contagious is away here. He's broken slipstream and is now chasing down Oil. Diswood's now out to almost a 5-second lead. But that battle for fourth is really starting to pick up as the train of cars behind is starting to roll up on him.
Gotta say, Early's dropped off the field massively here, and so has Intrinsic.
Yeah, so Early had a drama last lap and lost. He was about 6 seconds behind the field at the Porsche curve, so he's catching up to the rear, but he's not in a great spot at the moment.
Massive battle pack though here for fourth, right through to...
Footnote pulls off to burn his penalty. He's going side by side through the corner with Pure Axel. A little bit loose on the exit. Is that going to cost him the spot? No, he's clear of him. So
even Dale's able to get back in there from after having Pure Axel through. He's only about 1.3 off. So it could
yeah, it looks like Intrinsic's struggling a little here. This is where that dirty air is going to come into effect majorly through this section of the track. Yeah, Dale's looking to just hang on to the back of this pack, and this pack's starting to spread a little through the Porsche curves, but I'm assuming that's going to close up.
Just was coming through for his first final lap. He looks like he's going to make a 320 here. 320.1, that is
insane
quick.
Pace. We did see Oil setting a 19 in race pace, so
Oil,
we definitely know it's
also
possible.
set a 20.1 as well for his first final lap. So those two guys are really on it for the first lap.
Yeah, Contagious with a 20.9 as well, so not too far back.
Intrinsic come through with a 330, so he's had to... something's going on there, and Early's also had a 328, so...
Yeah, I think the place to be watching right now is Footnar, so he's right up under the rear wing of Evil One and defending from Pure Axel, who's not looking to stay around after getting bumped a little wide from Dale. So they run right out onto the edge of the track, and Pure Axel's got a half second. So Pure Axel went a little wider. But Evil One's given Pure Axel the slipstream. That's a good tactical move by him because he's got the penalty, and you know that if you get passed by him, he still has to burn it somewhere. He's looking up the inside, not going to make it 3 wide into the first chicane though. He's going to pull back. Footnar eventually making the move on Evil One and looking to chase down CS Packer now.
Yeah, I wonder if Footnar's been a little bit frustrated after that qualifying effort. He's now hasn't been able to make too much of it so far. Penalties in the same corner for the last 2 laps.
Yeah, we'll see if he can avoid that this lap. As Pure Axel comes past both of them. It's going to come around the outside of Evil One and Footnar into the first braking zone here.
Footnar had to fly to the inside there to avoid that. All three of them are bumper to bumper making contact.
Yeah, Jonesy's coming into this fight now as well.
Contagious got 3.5 seconds of penalties. That's heavy.
That's brutal. It's going to lose him a spot to Apex Humper and put him back in this fight with CS Factor and Pure Axel and the others. As there's a bit of argy-bargy going on, Pure Axel's gone deep into the corner, as has Evil One, and Footnar's taken them both. Jonesy's going to look to go through as well. What a move by Footnar there. And they're side by side is Pure Axel and Evil One as well on the rundown. So Dale now almost within slipstream. He's going to be just wanting that so badly to get back into this fight. Pure Axel pulling alongside again. Oh,
big swipe!
I'm not sure if that was a swipe or a bit of lag because he came across a bit strangely there, but yeah. So we have Jonesy now leading this pack. Footnar's broken the slipstream and is trying to get away and chase down CS Packer.
So we're getting towards that phase of the race where first stops are about to start.
Dale's right in this battle now as well.
Drag and strategy. What do you reckon the call for strategy is for this race?
I reckon it's got to be a 5-lapper and then run 4s for the rest. I feel is going to be the fastest strategy. You get to underfuel a little bit, you don't have to run as long on your tyres, but we could see anything come out of here. We could see 3 5-lappers and a 2 as Evil One runs very wide for 9th, picks up a 3-second penalty.
Into the pits. Apex has just flown into the pits.
Yep. So the first one to blink, taking a 3-lapper. That could be interesting, possibly had damage.
2.7 to burn, and he's not going to burn it. That's interesting.
Yeah, Footnar needs to get past CS Packer here, I think.
Absolutely. I think he's going to wait till the Mulsanne. Oh, he's got the 1-second penalty as well. And CS Packer's gone very deep in there as well. I don't think he's. I don't think he's given him a touch. I didn't see one, but that's going to bring Pure Axel back into the fight after Footnar worked so hard to break that slipstream, and this whole battle pack is going to just come back up to him.
Somebody got some air.
Pit glitch again. Oh no.
Oh no. Damn.
Oh yep. We might have to call for a red flag there. Because no one's going to be able to make a pit stop from now on.
Yeah, gosh.
Every time someone hits, it's going to bug out. So. Was Intrinsic the host last week again when this happened?
Yeah, I think he was.
Because I think we might have to... yeah, there it is. The red flag's been called, so... A couple of guys will be pretty thankful. I bet Contagious is not too happy about that after fighting his way up to 3rd, but... That's really unfortunate.
Well, look at the excitement now. We get a re-rack and restack. Lap 4. So, what's the go with the red flag here, Footnar? Because I'm guessing it's a very rare opportunity where we see a red flag in the race.
We just start it from the beginning. So that's really unfortunate to have that pit glitch happen.
Scooter82 forgot to RSVP, so he's watching from the grandstands.
Right.
It's a bit of a shame.
Well, there's a spare spot. Tell him to jump in. Scooter, it's just off-season, man. Jump in.
Yeah, if you're about, Scooter, go for it. We got to restart. Now's your chance.
Yep, jump in, man.
Scooter.
Now that could throw a wrench in the works here, because we know Scooter's got insane pace, and he can give those top guys a run for their money here.
All right, so he's got a minute or two because Intrinsic's setting the grid.
Yep. So yeah, a couple of guys have just said that there was no red lights on the start too. So
yeah.
Replicating round 2, man, that's not good.
Nothing like a good old pit glitch and whatnot for a wheel-to-wheel stream.
You good, Corbin? We might be getting Scooter in here to take your spot. We'll see. I guess it depends on how quickly he can get in here, and if Intrinsic can start the race before he does. Looks like the grid's set, so we might be getting underway here. All have ticked in. Yep.
So while we're waiting for race to restart, season 7's right around the corner. Going to a Group 3, Group 2 series for this season. So
Yeah.
a little bit of a
That's,
change up.
To it.
Yeah, bit of a change. Should be good change. And the
what
GR2 is going to be a one make, so that's also something new.
There's the final underway. So unfortunately, these
Yep,
these boys aren't going to be able to get in, but that's alright.
that's alright.
Keep going again.
Got to keep things moving.
Absolutely.
What I'd like to see in the Group 2's been, well, not so much been one make. I'm a big fan of variety.
I was happy with the one make. I'm just was a little disappointed with the choice that got voted for, but that's how the cookie crumbles. We vote for everything in this league to decide how the next seasons are going to go. So you just got to deal with it at this point.
Yep, it'll go your way
get the
50% of the time.
Pure Axel's rolling backwards off the grid there. He's using a clutch, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got the 8 shifter in, I believe. So a lot of these boys get away fine. See if there's any turn on
Pure
chaos.
Axel, we'll get a good start.
Deep up the inside of Dale.
So,
Gets run out of room.
Oil was off to a great start in that last race, and now he's going to have to work to get back up to second where he was before.
Yep,
And
and I
looks
think
like
at the moment,
Footnar
big winner is
and-
Footnar.
Footnar and Diswood
Yeah.
are just driving away again, so
So they've already broke the slipstream back to Pure Axle, and they'll just want to work together to get away at this point. Pure Axle's going to be under threat from Apex, from Oil, from CS
Pure Axel's
Packer.
making a bit of pace though. He's slowly catching up
Yeah.
to Footnar, so
He
again,
is,
that
I
caution-
believe he's getting a bump from, he got a bump from Apex maybe, or it could just be the top end.
Oh, Apex goes around.
Oil's looking, decides not to. Apex
pulls
pulls
deep
into
into the back of Pure Axel.
yeah, CS Packer's right up onto the back of this group now as well.
Early again, a little bit of a struggle there coming out of the first chicane. He's fallen off the field again.
This is Intrinsic. Contagious, Jonesy and Dale are all fairly close together as is Evil One. They're side by side. Up ahead is Apex Humper and Pure Axle pulling into line just before the second chicane.
Yes, those two really fighting out for top honours there in amongst the Kiwi drivers.
Yeah, Diswood and Footnar not looking to stick around either. Diswood's actually broken the slipstream to Footnar already as well, so Footnar's out there with nothing.
Again,
Yeah,
that Nissan though, that Nissan is lightning quick. The Porsche not so much. Porsche's got a bit of stability to it, more so.
Apex getting unstable coming through that. Maybe train. He's Evil One almost went around. He got very loose coming on the exit of that corner. Looks like he
Pink
might be
Pig's
losing a
coming
spot to
past.
Dale now because of it. Yep, and that's going to cost him. Oil's actually dropped a long way back off of Apex Humper and Pure Axle as well. So
Jonesy flying past CS Packer. CS Packer's
that's contagious in that rotary. That beautiful, beautiful rotary singing on these straights.
and Footnar's actually come back. Oh, he's sideways out of Arnage. It was
And there it goes again.
almost at the back of Diswood.
Yep. So Pure Axle's making a little chase back at him. He's broke the slipstream to Apex as well. Apex has got no slipstream back to Oil, so that battle for fifth is is where it's at right now. 4 are very close together, and then Jonesy and I think CS Packer are not too far behind as well.
Looks like Footner's got the speed they going. We had the speed going through the twisty stuff. A little bit slow on the exit of the Porsche curves.
Yeah, Oil broke away a little bit through there, but he's picked up a penalty just a half second on the exit there. Burns it. Contagious has got a half second penalty as well, so I think Contagious has got a lot of pace here. He could surprise some drivers.
Evil One was tied up against Oil there on the turn in. Dale's sideways out of the 4 chicanes. Contagious burning penalties. Jonesy and Packer fly through.
Evil One and Oil are side by side. Coming into turn 1 here.
So Mazda's not doing great after the
Evil One goes a little bit deep. Oil holding it up the inside of Evil One. Sorry to talk over you there. That's a big battle for 5th going on.
Picked up a half second penalty. So
as is Pure Axel.
Second time round, Footner's still finding all the penalties around the track here.
Yeah, Diswood's done very well in the first race that got red flagged, and this one to not pick up a penalty. So showing he's got plenty of knowledge of those track limits. As Dale and Evil One are now side by side, fighting for Oil's slipstream. Dale's having a look back up the inside to come into him in the first chicane.
Footner's just given up that position to Pure Axel there to smartly burn the penalty.
I wouldn't say smartly burning a penalty on this straight. I don't think that's a thing. I'd wait until the second half of the lap before I even think about that. So, Intrinsic, Jonesy and Contagious, so the 2 Mazdas and a Mercedes running very close in this battle for 9th here.
Actually, that may have been a smart move.
Contagious pulls alongside.
Footner was able to slipstream behind Pure Axel there and then lift off to burn his penalty, so worked out well.
Yeah, but he's had to give up. He's had to give up 7/10 to get behind Pure Axel as well as burn that penalty off. So
true.
A long race to go. They were only 5 minutes into an hour or so race.
Very true.
With your
Battle for the 5th is heating back up again as well.
Top 3 being Diswood in the Nissan, Pure Axel in the Sauber, and Footner in the Porsche.
So top plenty of variety. Apex is just in the background, not quite in the slipstream, so I bet he's hoping that these 2 burn their penalties and he can get back in there and try and latch on. And then we got that battle for 5th just behind them that's still going on between Oil, Evil One and Dale. Oil's had the pace through the second half of the lap, but loses a lot through the first sector, so...
Footner's just burned his penalty, so has Pure Axel. They're both going side by side up to the Porsche curves. That's just given Apex.
Contagious is he's back in 12th, so something's happened to Contagious, unfortunately. And I think that's
10 seconds behind early.
Yeah, he's a long way back, unfortunately. He was doing well fighting for 8th and 9th there,
So for some drivers you win on the red flag and some drivers lose massively on the red flag.
Yeah. So Contagious fought his way all the way up to 3rd in the first one, and then the red flag happened, so it's unfortunate for him. That battle for 2nd really starting to heat up now between Pure Axel and Footner. Apex is just trying to hang on to the back of him, but it doesn't look like he's got the pace.
Diswood with a 19.8 on his first flying lap.
Absolutely flying. The other guys' lap times aren't really too reflective of their pace because a lot of them had to burn a penalty. And yeah, looking at that, Footner's he's almost got a 22. He's got a 3:21.9. So letting Pure Axel by and burning that penalty has not helped him too much. And now Pure Axel's looking to break away as he goes very wide. So that's going to help Footner get right up on his rear bumper coming through Tetra Rouge here. And that's going to bring Apex Humper back into it as well, who's now in the slipstream. But has picked up a half a second penalty, yep. As has Evil One back in 6th, so that's going to probably give Dale 6th position. Good fights going on through the field. Footner's looking to go past Pure Axel here. No, he rolls out of it a little early.
So the top drivers have come back.
Apex Humper burning 0.3 of that penalty thanks to the slipstream, so it's not costing him too much there. I think Footnar's just fallen a little bit too far behind to be able to have a go at Pure Axel into the second chicane, so I guess we'll see if he decides to stick behind or not, but coming into the braking zone, I don't think he's going to be able to go for it here. Doesn't. All of them getting up on that curb in the middle of the chicane and then running all the way out wide on the track into the dirty zone to get as much speed out of it as possible. And now Footnar's in range. I don't know how that Porsche goes compared to the Mercedes, but he could definitely have a look here. I think he's going to decide against it into the braking zone and just sit behind though. Ooh, as he gets a little sideways, as does Apex Humper right behind him. Oil now in no man's land behind, and Dale's inherited 6th place from Evil One, so that battle's starting to go off. Contagious now 30 seconds off the lead as well, so Diswood showing him getting a gap at the front. It wasn't a fluke as well in that first race. Now it's at 3 seconds already.
Just to give the boys in the back a bit of love, Early's picked up some more penalties there. He's up to 1.4 now.
Intrinsic and CS Packer in a really nice battle as well. So Intrinsic trying to do that Mazda proud. Right on the rear bumper of CS Packer, coming out of the Arnage and the run up to the Porsche curves.
So we'll see if some of the boys stick to the same strategy that are going to run with pit stops, or if there's going to be a bit of a change here.
Yeah, I think the only one we saw blink last race was Apex Humper in on lap 3. So we'll see if he decides to go with that again. And that'll let us know if we're going to have to avoid a pit list. So he stays out. Dale's picked up a half-second penalty as well.
Oh, he's gone very wide, Apex. Right into the sand.
Oh, he's getting squirrely out there as well. He's going to lose that spot to oil. We'll say thank you very much right there and just take it away. So Apex looking like he's struggling a little bit with his consistency here. But putting up right up on the rear bumper of Pure Axel now as well.
So one thing you got to be in these cars, you got to be consistent. CS Packer's got 7/10 of the penalty before the first chicane. But we got that just coming out of the fourth chicane.
Oh, Pure Axel's got an amazing run through Tetra Rouge, and he's absolutely dropped Footnar. Now out of the slipstream as well.
Big exit.
Wow. And that could be it. That could be Pure Axel's chance to get away and chase down Diswood. Footnar's going to need a great couple of chicanes here to bring himself back into that slipstream range, but I don't know if he's got it over that Mercedes. Oil going very deep into the first chicane as well. You saw him sliding through in the background. And that's all worse Mercedes.
We've heard stories that Footnar is lightning fast in a car, but I don't think the pace is there with the Porsche.
And in chat, Heartstopper said that Apex has just got new brakes and is still learning to use them, so that could explain a little bit of his inconsistency at the moment. So a lot of people in the off-season going for some upgrades.
Oh, did he go? Apex is on the TGT, isn't he?
I believe he might have gone with the TLCM. Themselves.
Yeah, I've just picked myself up a new T300 not too long ago, and I'm finding that I'm a hell of a lot consistent on it compared to the G29. Good starter wheel, just
oh, Evil One's he's into the wall there. We might need to get a replay of that one. He just barely stopped that from spinning. Yeah.
Okay.
Very sure of that.
Let's jump on with.
He barely kept that from going around.
Oh, damn! Didn't lose a spot either. Yeah. Good control.
Footnar burning a penalty in between Indianapolis and Arnage. So that's not going to help his chances of keeping up with Pure Axel. Pure Axel's now 1.6 ahead.
Yeah, and in the end, Evil One has lost a spot there because of that. So he's lost it to Jonesy. So now Jonesy's pushing to catch back up to Dale. So yeah, Evil One very lucky to keep that out of the wall and getting major damage. Just avoiding all damage, actually. Should see a fair few guys in this lap. Diswood's looking like he's got plenty to go around again, though.
I was about to say, Evil One avoid damage. As Oil
yeah, he did. Dale's picked up some damage, though.
Oil dives into the pits, Apex dives into the pits, Dale's in, Evil One's in, Packer's in, Intrinsic, he's going to fly past. Early's catching up to Contagious here, so...
Other way around, actually. Contagious has made up 10 seconds on Early.
Early's
so
been
he was
struggling.
10 seconds back of him.
Early has been struggling with penalties though, so
yeah, that's a massive effort from Contagious to make up 10 seconds on Early in about 2 laps.
Apex is going to come out in 6th place, first of the pit stoppers. Where does Dale come out with the damage?
Yeah, it's going to cost him a lot.
He's out in 10th. He's now in 1 second ahead of Evil One.
Yeah.
Paco rounds out the back of the field, so...
Yeah, so
Dale,
those guys that have
Evil
stopped
One,
are just 6 seconds behind Early, though, so they could swing back in their direction fairly quickly there.
Contagious purple through the first sector. Looks like he's found his speed now. And Diswood's holding that gap steady to Pure Axel about 3.6 seconds.
Yeah, he's extended it by about 0.2, but it goes out and in a little bit throughout the lap, you know, where they're stronger. Footnar's right on the edge of that slipstream from Pure Axel as well, so he's not fallen off the back of him, and he's actually just had a great exit. Pure Axel struggled a little bit through there, and he's back in that slipstream. So he's made up 0.4 on the exit of that second chicane. So it shows one corner can change it.
Wow. Diswood, man, he's pulling away.
Oh, as he does the little jump on my screen. But yeah, crazy fast lap times from him. He's now. Whoa, jeez.
Wild out of Mulsanne. That the tyre's starting to get to them now.
Absolutely, the 5th lap coming out of them slow corners on them. With all that power that these cars have to try and put down onto the track, it gets fairly loose. But yeah, just Diswood's pace is so great and consistent at the moment. He's got a 19.8, a 20.1, and a 20.2, so all within half a second of each other.
How's his tyres compared to the other two?
They're fairly good, actually. A little bit worse, but that's a given considering he's on control of it. Like, amazing pace from him.
Intrinsic's looking like he could go a 6th lap here. He's only just about to hit a quarter tank coming into Indy. I know Ripdoc earlier tonight in our race, he was running 6 lap stints, so interesting to see how this goes for Intrinsic. He's up into the top 5 at the moment in that lovely maroon colour Motul Mazda.
Yeah, he has been caught by Apex Humper a little bit over that lap though, so he's definitely under a bit of threat from those guys that have stopped already.
How'd you guys go in your race?
Not well. I got damaged turn 2, so a little bit of a Constantina effect. Someone hit someone and then they hit me. So
nasty.
I had free damage from turn 2, unfortunately.
Look, we know who.
Here we go. They're in.
Yeah,
so Footno's saved the most fuel.
Yeah, not by too much.
Not a lot, but yeah.
This would just 1 litre less after running out the front the whole time as well. So Footno's had a bit of slipstream to help.
Intrinsic's out for a 6th lap.
Wow. Apex Humper's going to come across. So's Oil. Contagious is in.
It's going to be interesting to see where Apex comes out.
Here. Dale's going to stay out. He's done his stop, as has Evil One and CS Packer. So
Apex is going to jump
Early's
everyone
on mediums.
Here. Apex is going to.
Early's on mediums. That's
what? Oh,
that's
really?
why he's been struggling on pace.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. And now the battle's on.
So Apex, that was some.
He's jumped everyone.
I want to jump in the replay there. Let's just jump on board with Apex through that So he's coming down
I
the
believe Apex is about to take the
here,
lead
though.
too.
Intrinsic
Coming
might
down
hold
the
him
pit
up.
straight. Everyone's coming out of the pits, and he manages to squeeze past all, and that was beautiful.
And Apex is about to take the lead of the race as he pulls alongside Intrinsic coming into the first braking zone. And he clears him well before it too. So Intrinsic saving that fuel, going around for a 6th lap. Apex has stopped once as well, so...
Pure Axel was just running half throttle coming into the first chicane behind Footnote here, so it looks like Pure Axel's on a bit of a fuel save at the moment. He might have
maybe wanting a shorter stop. Because he's fueled up plenty. It looks like he's going for a 4-lapper. Diswood pulls alongside Intrinsic as well. So
6th lapper for Intrinsic looks like it's not going to work out. We'll see how he goes jumping out with the rest of the field.
I'm sure Diswood's not too happy about being not being in the lead after his stop as well. I'm sure he's a bit annoyed with that.
Here we go, Pure Axel's got the slip.
Oh, it's that 3 wide. And I don't know if Footnar's got the legs to get past Intrinsic here. He barely does. I think Intrinsic might have backed out early there. Footnar out onto the dirty stuff. Oh, getting a little loose. Footnar's not going to be too happy about falling back behind Pure Axel after jumping him in the stop too, so... Apex Humper now out to a 1-second lead over Diswood.
3 seconds worth of penalties.
Oh no. So Jonesy, CS Packer are both going to go past him.
Early's back on softs, but he's got some right front suspension damage there, so that's not going to help him out too much.
How's he managed to get that? Like just the right front suspension and nothing else? That's
He may have also had bumper damage, but just jumped out of the pits a bit too early.
That could have been it. So yeah, Diswood now within slipstream range of Apex Humper as well, so he's made up almost half a second, just in about a quarter of a lap there, so absolutely showing his pace and that he does not want to be sitting behind Apex Humper. But Apex Humper's getting a beautiful run through the Porsche curves here. He's pulled out 6/10. Pure Axel's closing right up on the back of Diswood, and Footnar's sticking right behind him as well, so these top 4 are battling really well. It's gonna be exciting to watch.
So Pure Axel's going to be off cycle here. He'll have to come into the pits next lap.
Are you sure about that?
These days? Yeah, Pure Axel... Sorry, Apex.
Yes.
That's who I was talking about. Apex is off cycle here, so he'll have to jump in into this lap.
Yep.
So we won't really know the result of where Apex is going to come out towards the end of the race. But,
so looking at when he's come in, he's coming at the end of lap 4, so he might be doing a 3 and then 2 5s. That could be it. That's a strange thing to work out there. Got me confused.
Looks like Dale was purple by 4/10 out of the first sector. Evil One's purple by 2/10 as well, so...
I'm sure Diswood will be saying what he always says to me in the practice lobbies when I go purple. He'll be like, oh yeah, I had a really bad first sector. That's why. It's the only reason why you got a purple on me. It always seems to be the case. I'm like, oh, look at me, I got a purple. And they're like, yeah, no, I did really badly there. So, yeah. Gives me a nice confidence boost. Like, Diswood's trying to chase down that slipstream of Apex Humper and just can't get it at the moment. Footnar's still stuck to the rear bumper of Pure Axel, not trying to let him get away at all, but they're out of the slipstream range of Diswood as well, so...
And Oil is running a little bit of a lonely race there in 5th, same with Dale, they're both in no man's land, those guys, so... Get the Wilson gifts going at the end of the race for these two.
Yeah, it looks like Contagious is still continuing his chase down as well, so he's now just 2.5 seconds behind Intrinsic, trying to make up them spots.
Dodge is just trying to find out who's got the whiskey sitting next to them.
Oh, that'd be me, Dodgy.
It's not me. So Contagious is also 2/10 purple coming towards the end of the
Thanks
straight,
for the
so you could
reminder.
be on point here. But Pure Axel was within a tenth of Diswood coming into Indianapolis there. So he's not letting him break away as easily this time. Maybe having a lap less of fuel on board is helping him stay in touch. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, two Mazdas aren't going too well. Two Mazdas aren't going too well, Dragon.
Yeah, I think that's more mistakes from the drivers rather than the car, I'm going to say. But this battle for second's looking really good right now as we ignore the fact that the Mazdas are doing badly. Pure Axel using every little bit of track limits available there. And Apex Hump is in, so we'll see how this strategy works out for him. Diswood's picked up a 3-second penalty coming through the first of the 4 chicanes.
Oh, that's going to hurt him massively.
He pulls off to the yep.
So
Pure Axel out front.
Oh, but that 3 seconds feels like forever.
That's
It's going to bring
nasty.
oil up onto his rear bumper too.
That's a costly penalty. Wouldn't it give Pure Axel a bit of a tap?
So Diswood's going to need massive help from Oily, or where's Apex popped out? Apex
He's
popped
down
out.
in 6th.
Gosh, it'd be great to see Oil latch onto the back of these guys, but I think Diswood's going to just edge away.
I think he's just out of pace of Diswood. Got a great run onto the straight though. He's pulling in a couple of hundreds as they go along. But that Nissan, it really gets going towards the end of the straight, so I guess we'll see if Footnar can get close enough to Pure Axel to maybe take the lead here, or if he decides to sit behind and save fuel and wait for the later part of the race.
Should probably just bump draft Pure Axel at this stage of the race.
You'd think so,
careful.
but you know, that little bit of competitiveness, that little voice in the back of your head sometimes, you know?
Because
Got to be careful though as
Diswood,
well with the... Sorry, go ahead, fine moves.
oh, I was just going to say, with Diswood behind, man, you don't want to let that gap close. I'd probably be
Yeah, you
bump
gotta be
drafting
careful, right?
Pure Axel for now.
Got to be careful with the bump drafting as well, because I've noticed in practice for Season 7 that the smallest bumps can cause damage, so while bump drafting may be beneficial, it could end up causing damage to your draft partner.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, Footnar and Pure Axel still holding that gap to Diswood. It's come down by 6/10 though, and Oil's lost a little bit, but he's still hanging in there. Very consistent lap times from him. He's got a 19.1 and then sitting in the very low 21s for most of his laps.
So Apex has done an extra pit stop, hasn't he? Compared to these
Yeah,
guys.
I think he's only fueled for 3 again, so I think he's
Okay.
yeah.
It's definitely out of sequence, so...
So is that what, like a 4-lapper and then 3s until the end, maybe?
I'd like to... I reckon he's going to run a longer stint towards the end of the race. I think he's just trying to cycle himself out from the faster guys, just so he's got as much clean air as he goes a bit wide into the gravel bed after Indianapolis. But I think he's just trying to give himself as much clean air as possible to try and avoid any sort of unnecessary fighting to save it to the end and win on outright pace there towards the end. Because he's got a nice gap at the moment to Dale, and he's slowly pulling Dale in, but I don't think he's going to catch Dale before Dale will need to stop. Speaking of which, Dale will need to stop this lap.
Yeah, he's one of the few that will as well.
But Jones is trying to keep up with Apex. He's doing not too bad of a job holding that gap around 2 seconds.
Oh, Diswood's picked up another 3.5 second penalty through the final chicane somewhere,
no.
so
That's...
from what I've
That's
learned
huge.
from talking to him in the parties for a couple of weeks, he'll be having some choice words for himself there.
him and Marshy on
he does
commentary
not
for
hold
season
back.
7.
Oh, early's into the wall as well.
Oh,
All
no.
the way down
Where is he?
at Arnage in 12th place. That's
Yeah,
Let's have a quick
Early's
look
not
at that.
having. There must be
Oh,
something
we've
wrong
missed
with
it.
Early's
We've
rig.
missed it.
was he in there for that long? I jumped on board and
Yeah.
he was reversing out of the wall, so that was brutal.
Purax has got a half-second penalty out front.
Yep, and he's just broken the slipstream to Footnar as well, so it's going to be crucial as Footnar's.
He's burning it now.
Oh, there he goes. So, yep. Yeah, and Footnar's going to try and get away and hopefully break that slipstream, I believe. You see him pulling off just
Not gonna
along.
He's not going to
just
quite break
towards
it.
the centre line, though. One good corner is all it takes, though. Just would carrying around that 3.2 second penalty, so he's probably going to burn that later on in the lap.
Watch him burn it through Arnage.
Yeah, I've found that was the better place to be burning a penalty for me.
So,
And there he
yeah,
goes.
Diswood's
Footnar's
still got his...
actually out of slipstream range now. So one good chicane and he's away. See the top end of the Mercedes reeling him back in though.
So, oh, did Footner go with the Porsche?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, I like seeing a bit of variety. It seems a fair few guys have just gone with the Mercedes. It does seem like the stronger
wonder
car
why.
for the most part, but
Yeah, I was going to say, wonder why the Mercedes, because there are a lot of Mercedes drivers here in the leaderboards.
yeah, I think it's just slightly better in terms of like base stats. So most people trying to give himself the best chance they can by racing it, I'd assume. But Puraxel now right on the rear bumper of Footnar as well.
Diswood's after burning that
he's-
penalty.
Oh
Hard
no!
spin, loses position to Oil and my blood. You gotta
Yeah.
wonder maybe if Oily gave him a bit of a hand there.
I
Let's
think
go
he
to a
did.
quick
It looked
let's
like
go
he
to a
did
quick
it all by
replay on
himself.
that. Here we go.
Yeah.
Run with Diswood. That was bizarre. He totally lifted off the gas before the corner. Not really sure what happened there, but that was a strange one. Anyway,
And he will not be happy now being 11 seconds off the lead after a couple of penalties. Puraxel and Footnar are diving into the pits now. Oil will be following him in. Diswood will be staying out for another lap, as will Apex Humper. So Apex Humper and Diswood will be coming in on the same lap
for
now.
Diswood to try and
Make up a bit of time.
make up a bit of time with the empty track in front of him. He's got the pace, just hasn't had consistent laps the last few laps.
Yeah. Yeah, he's actually quite inconsistent, and he'll be kicking himself for it.
So Apex has come out of the pits with about a 6-second lead over Footnar, so
Footnar's
But
jumped
Apex-
Puraxel again, isn't he? He's built the gap out a bit more, so
whether Apex can keep that gap between Footnar and Puraxel, it's going to make for a very interesting second half of this race.
Puraxel's picked up another penalty. He's now got 0.9 of a second. I think he might have got that through the first chicane, so it's unfortunate for him picking up all these penalties that is bringing Footnar back into the race, because it seemed like he had the pace over him. But that'll definitely help Apex Humper and Diswood try and fight back into it after being a fair way off. Still waiting to see what Apex Humper's strategy is, as he's actually stolen the fastest lap of the race with a 19.4 last lap,
oh, nice work.
and his outlap was an 18.0, so he's making the most of this light fuel load runs. But this will be his in lap.
So, fine, Miz, you done any testing for Season 7, or you been enjoying the break?
Oh, I've definitely been enjoying the break. I did jump in the GR2 the other night on Maggiore, is it? At the round 1 race, I think so.
Yep.
But yeah, this GR2's a lot of fun, man. I'm going to enjoy that. But yeah, no idea with the GR3s yet. I Actually, I jumped in Kyoto. Ooh, Apex getting a bit.
Humpers all over the place there.
Yeah, did a little GR3 testing at Kyoto earlier in the week, but
Seems to be the
I mean,
track of choice for everyone's testing.
yeah, right.
Well, you got hairpin, you got flying, surfing corners.
I
So,
think it's a
Dale-
power track, and I hate it.
Have you guys done a bit of GR3 testing?
I have, and Dale has definitely tried to convince me on the 4C multiple times.
Oh yeah, I had to go in that. That was
Will not
pretty.
shut up about that bloody car.
That was tough to drive, man. I was a bit off the pace in that, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't
Sure,
enjoy it either.
why he's that into it, but yeah.
I guess being a team leader, he can kind of get what he wants, really, can't he?
Well, he
so-
might go solo now that there's two manufacturers involved. He might be
Yeah.
going solo in the 4C.
He did say he was pretty happy about there being two manufacturers, so he could choose
Yeah.
it, because he didn't
Yeah,
like
there's
the
a-
chances of convincing another 7 people of using it. So
Yeah. Well, that was it. A lot of team owners were struggling to get everyone to agree on one manufacturer. So
Yep.
I guess
Just was
two.
in.
is-
The next opposite as well.
So you're going to notice much of a difference going from being a team owner last season just down to a pay driver now, fine moves?
Oh, I think it's gonna be good. I didn't really do justice to the team owner thing last season. I was a bit too busy with just the admin side of things and yeah, the kid, I guess. But no, I think I prefer not to be a team owner at this stage.
Don't have to worry about managing the money or anything. See Diswood
Yeah.
coming out of the pits, 11 seconds. So he's actually lost time to the leaders that lap. Lost about a half a second after that stop. Footnar's got a lot less fuel than Pure Axle as well here.
Diswood's filled up to 3/4. Apex is
the
Apex
same,
has
so
got
another
less.
3-lapper. So he's doing 3 lappers. And then I'm guessing he's going to finish on a 4? Is that,
No, because you
does that
can
matter?
do it. No, it's 3 lappers to the end now.
11,
Is
12,
it-
13, and then 14, 15, 16. That doesn't get him to the end.
Okay. Now, didn't he pit this lap?
He just came out of the pits and has 3 laps worth of fuel. So lap 11, lap 12, lap 13, lap
Yeah, he's gonna have to
14,
do
15,
4
16.
on the last stint.
Come on, Touchy, get your maths right.
And
So
this is-
Oil's picked up a half a second penalty just in front of Apex as well, so that's probably going to help Apex out when Oily burns that.
Yeah, boys, so we've got the draft on Wednesday night next week. So all the team owners go into a lottery. Well, not all of them. So Captain Lowside and Adam B are both top 10 drivers. So
They're too
they'll be
cool. Yep.
excluded. But yeah, it should be really fun.
Yeah, so that's brand new for Wheel to Wheel. These
Yeah.
drafts style with who are they just picking out the top 8 drivers, or can they pick off across the entire leaderboard?
I mean,
Tops.
no, I think you have to pick a top. Every team has to have a top 9 driver. So yeah, they will have to choose from the top 9, apart from Lowside and Adam B.
Yeah, I think Scooter got a little bit lucky there.
He did, he got
Because
pushed.
after the exhibition race, he got bumped out, which I don't quite
Yeah.
agree with. But you know, the numbers are there.
Well, yeah, it's pretty hard to disagree with Diswood's driver value, I think.
Yeah, I disagree more with Tate's personally, but that's
Tate, did he jump above Scooter?
yes.
Tate's sitting at 975,000 at the moment, so
Yeah.
formula
And
there has worked in
Scooter's
his
only at
favour, that's for
942. So yeah,
Okay.
that's one that I think it's gotten pretty lucky for Scooter there to get bumped out by Tate.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so Pure Axel's he's slowly closing the gap to Footnar. As I say that, he has a bad run through the final four chicane, and that's he's got a 19 flat. Does Pure Axel, so he's definitely closing the gap to Footnar. But oh man, so he was just within 8/10 and then had a bad run through the final chicane, and that's come back out to 1.2. But clearly showing that he has no intentions of taking second place in this race.
My God, that is a lightning quick around here.
That's 2 seconds faster than I was able to manage, which is ridiculous. I think we need to add a bit of extra weight to his car, handicap him somehow.
Get these guys on comfort hards. It'll be a bit of fun.
Yeah. So we've got a Contagious coming. Oh, CS Packer's gone wide through the first chicane. Contagious, I was going to say, is coming up onto the back of Jonesy and CS Packer after having a rough start and being 10 seconds back at the in 12th. Is now fighting his way up for 8th. So great recovery drive from Contagious up until now as well.
Well, Dale's strategy being the pink pig in that Mercedes there is working out a treat. He's down in 11th there in a big no man's land, so no one's going to touch him anytime soon.
Well, yeah, looking at his lap times, it looks like he's had to pit twice in a row on lap 8 and 9. So he's got 3:48s on both of those, which is really unfortunate for him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, early's having some big struggles, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not having the best of luck, unfortunately. He's 2 minutes off the pack at the moment, and about a minute off Dale, so...
Contagious is within the slipstream of Jonesy, though. He's hunting him down. Love to see the rotary climb its way back up the pack. Had to do too much climbing tonight already with my driving.
Where's Intrinsic's back up to 6th again?
Yeah, he's out of pit sync, I believe. So he's going to be in this lap, and mostly going to be out another 1 or 2. But Contagious right on the rear bumper of Jonesy. He could make the move here into the final, into Mulsanne corner at the end of the straight as he pulls alongside. And he's got it done before the braking zone too, so that long gearing at the top for the Mazda is really helping him out there. And he's a 10th purple on Pure Axel's time as well, so he's running pace for an 18.9 at the moment. Which is,
Man, there's some quick people here for Season 7.
Jonesy, give him a bit of give him some bump draft for that purple.
I don't think he can. It doesn't even look like he can keep up in the slipstream. That Mazda's rocketing.
Apex trying to burn a half-second penalty. He's picked that up throughout the lap. That's not going to help his chances out of Stratty's running at the moment.
Actually, Intrinsic could have had a great strategy here now that I'm thinking about it, because he's run 2 6-lappers and now he's got a 5 until the end.
Right.
So he's only got 1 more stop, where most might have 1 or 2 still, so...
It's really hard to... I mean, it's really hard to practice strategies on these 1-hour enduros, or not, Like,
1-hour enduros are definitely made for a lot more different types of strategies.
And Evil One tried to pull alongside Intrinsic as he pulled into the pits there. That was, very aggressive move to the inside, and then Intrinsic just pulled off into the pits. Like, you can have it, mate. I'm not fighting you for that one. Contagious is trying to get away from Jonesy in that 7th position. As well, CS Packer looks like he's had a bit of a rough lap, because he was right in this fight at the start as well, so he's dropped back about 4 seconds from these two.
It's going to be good to have him in Season 7.
And Dale takes parked it on the start-finish line burn.
He's done a rolling burnout. That was beautiful, Dale.
Yeah.
Very, very nice, mate.
And go.
He's just putting it on for the crowd at this point. I think he's asking for a restart there.
Get a replay on that one, please.
Yeah. Pure Axel's actually within 0.3 of Footnar as well, so after the replay we might be on there.
Yeah, I can hold off on the replay. We'll come back to Dale on the starting block.
Dale and his shenanigans.
Well,
See, I think
why
Footnote
not?
might have made a mistake on the start of this lap. Yeah. See that beautiful rolling start from Dale.
Yeah, let's quickly jump back to Dale. Where is he? In 11th. Alrighty, here we go, boys. Here he is, burning 5 seconds worth of penalties, and
fine moves. Sorry to butt in there.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Yeah, so Footnote's got loose.
Footmark was wild off Mulsanne corner. He's dropping in behind Pure Axle now.
Yeah, so he got fairly loose coming out of there. But yeah, Footnote's actually got less fuel than Pure Axle as well, so Pure Axle could get a gap in the pits here, as they both need to come in this lap. Diswood will be coming in next lap, so it's all starting to heat up. Apex will be in this lap as well, fueling for a 4, I believe. So Evil One will be in this lap as well. So all the strategy. Oh, Jonesy's just put it into the wall, coming out of Mulsanne corner. Oh, it's going to take him right out of that fight.
Let's go to replay on that. Here we go, boys.
Yep.
On with Jonesy.
Oh, man.
He has just got on the gas a little too soon, and that's probably... It's not going to be engine damage, though, is it?
No, it's front aero and front right suspension, so
Right,
it doesn't sound like much, so that's still going to cost you a fair bit. Yeah, it's so easy to do on the 4th and 5th lap on these tyres as well, because these cars have so much horsepower, they just can't grip the track enough. Alright, Pure Axle and Footnote are both coming into the pits now. I will say one thing I do love about this track is the fact that you have to actually control the car into the pit lane. You have to, you got to take the exit, you got to brake, you got to do a chicane, and then it auto drives. You don't just drive into it at full speed. That's one
Apex
thing
pops in as well, so Diswood is out of sync with these guys. He's gonna have
next lap.
He's gonna have one lap to try and make up as much time as he can on these guys. Oily as well is also out of sync. He's gonna have again. He'll probably pop out behind these guys. He's not gonna make the gap.
Yep. Oh, Contagious has come in. I was not expecting that. So Contagious still has a quarter of a tank of fuel. Oh, Evil One spun on the entry to the pits.
Where is he?
No, that is absolutely brutal. 7th place. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay.
He was coming in a little bit hot behind Contagious there, and
didn't look like an
did he lose?
He lost a lot of time there. I think he might have picked up damage as well. I could be wrong.
On board. Let's jump on board and have a quick look at that. Here we go. We got on with Evil One. Entering the. Yeah, he's just a bit late on the brakes. Hit the
and
wall.
Then he spun out into the seat
yeah. Gosh.
So he will not be too happy with himself there.
So
and we see Intrinsic strategy coming into play now as well. So he's now up into 7th place after just doing a 2-stop strategy. And he's on the same run to the end as the rest of the field.
Footnote and Pure Axle are currently bump drafting each other down the straight at the moment. There's about 11 and a half seconds between Pure Axle and Diswood, so maybe this might have played back into Diswood a little bit after having consecutive...
Oil's gone wide as well into the second chicane.
After having consecutive penalties through the 4th chicane. Apex has got another half-second penalty, so it looks like he's out of the picture now. He's in no man's land for the rest of this race.
I think this is all about how much time Diswood can make up in the pits, because he was still a fair way behind last
Diswood's
time.
only got to fill up for 3 laps though, so...
Yeah, but he was still a long way behind. A normal stop just taking tyres is about an 8-second loss here, so that fuel time is just going to be massive. I think he's going to come out probably 4 or 5 seconds behind him at the least.
Oily might also jump Apex here for the 5th as well. Just seeing, looking at the gaps at the moment.
He's got 20 seconds. I reckon they'll be fighting for the last stint there. That's going to be pretty close.
Contagious is up into 6th in the Mazda, and he's shielded to the end as well. Intrinsic's up to 7th as well, so the Mazdas are coming back here.
I told you, man. Intrinsic strategy's coming through. So the only person to run 2 6-lap stints, and then he's just got a 5 until the end. and he's got a lot less fuel than everyone else, so maybe just comfortably running with less fuel. Better at fuel saving. I don't know how he's done that, but I know I couldn't. As Puraxle's actually broken the slipstream to Footnar as well, so that's just what you want on your outlap. So they've worked together all down the straights, and then Puraxle's just broke it away for the next lap, which is
Diswood and Oil come into the pits with the same.
His foot in his back though. He's made a lot of ground.
Man,
he could have
gave him a bump there.
Oh, he could have gotten past, but unfortunately,
I think I saw blue flag.
Purax was parked on the exit there.
But this fuel stop is taking forever for Diswood as he gets released through the pits now. And yeah, he's 7.5, 8, probably 9 seconds back now, so hasn't been enough for him to get back in the fight. So it's going to be Footnar, Puraxle. And it looks like Puraxle's got the pace over the second half of the lap, so that could be massive towards the end. Yeah,
Apex
back
has
through
jumped,
the field. Yep.
Apex has jumped Oil. He's managed to also burn that penalty as well, so it's going to be a fight for the 4th and 5th between those two guys in the Salvers. I think Apex does have the speed over Oil though. Yeah,
Oil could come back in it with 1 lap fresher tyres towards the end as well if they're starting to wear a fair bit. So I think throughout the field is fairly spread through the rest of them, so I guess we'll stay on board with Footnar and Puraxle and see if DPU in the bushes can get past Puraxle.
Yeah, so Footner's really benefited there from the red flag and the restart. I don't think he would have been in this position if the race continued on.
Yeah, I think it would have been really hard for him to fight his way back up through the field. I bet Diswood's not too happy about it either. He's had a couple of big mistakes that cost him and probably would have been nice to have that lead earlier on.
Yeah, penalties, man. This track will just the winner will be decided by penalties a lot of the time here. Eh? Nasty.
Yeah, but it's more just if you've got the knowledge of the track limits, Footnar's just sent it up the inside of Puraxle.
Taking the lead.
Gone a little bit deep. Puraxle's going to come back around.
Work.
Even though Footnar's got a beautiful run out of that corner as well, but. Well, as we know, the way it goes here at Le Mans is you make a pass before this straight here, it's probably going to come straight back at you as Puraxle's just going to sail past again. Here he goes, pulls alongside. He's got the massive overspeed in that Mercedes. And there he goes.
Although Footner's managed to stay quite close to him into Indy. So, hasn't really gotten away too much with that draft speed.
Yeah, but this is where Puraxle's the strongest. This is where Puraxle's been pulling 6-7 tenths on him throughout the last half of the lap. And then Footnar makes that back up through the 4 chicanes, so probably I guess that's showing the strength of the drivers and the different cars that they're in being better in certain spots. So this is usually where Puraxle runs away from him through here. As you see, look, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, out to half a second. So he's just well and truly faster. 6-7 tenths through those Porsche curves. He's absolutely flying now to 8. So he's pulled half a second on him through that section of the track. And then Footnar makes it up through these 4 chicanes.
Yeah, he does. Footnar does
so,
make up ground there.
Puraxle getting very loose coming out of there, and now it's back down to 3 tenths. So I reckon if Footnar makes the move at the right time, coming into Indianapolis and that run up, he could hold him off. But it's all about timing, yeah. Oil's dropped off of Apex a little bit too and had a rough run through the final 4 chicane.
Hopefully that's not a penalty.
He should be okay there for the most part.
Oh, he's picked up half a second.
No, he has got a half second. Now down to 4 tenths, so...
That's harsh.
And he's had a rough run through there as well, so he's going to drop out of the slipstream. That could have given it away there. And it's not even the penalty that did it. It's just him running wide and getting them dirty tyres.
With a lap to go and he's going to have to burn, half. Well.
I mean, same thing can happen to Puraxle. Puraxle could pick up a penalty. Consistency is thing with this track and car combo.
These guys have the track knowledge. It's just it dishes out bullshit penalties. And
As Footnar's now got another 2 seconds of penalties.
like,
I don't think
why?
it ever dishes out
Why?
bullshit penalties.
It's
The track limits are the same every lap.
But I mean, it's not that these guys don't have the track knowledge. It's the track's just being a bitch.
I would disagree. I think after 50 minutes of racing, they're
Right.
making mistakes.
No, we'll settle this in a poll.
Yeah, and then we're going to re-poll it like if we should have 1 or 2 cars on the team, right? Or the stewards are going to overrule the penalty burn zone. Yeah.
It's like, if the track is not a bitch, we re-poll.
Look, I sort of understand where you're coming from, Fine Moves, with the track. Like the penalty system. The penalty system for GT Sport could be so much better. There's games out there like iRacing that have instant points, and Assetto Corsa, which has a proper warning and drive-through system.
Yep. Right.
The penalty system for this game could be so much better. It's just
better, yeah.
But with that
Biggest
said,
cost
one
for
thing
the
that's
next version.
consistent about Gran Turismo Sport is the track limits penalties. Once you know them, they don't change. Contact penalties are a bit bullshit, and that's why I don't do the sport races.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
these are the track limits don't move.
Why is it this track and Red Bull though, the two tracks that just screw people over on penalties?
Because
Like, that doesn't
before
seem
this, they let
consistent.
people. They had track limits, and then people would just abuse them and know where they can run super ridiculously wide in corners, and
Yeah.
it looked stupid on when you were watching it or when you were doing it. You're staying on the track on the black stuff, and someone's running 3 meters wide to get a better run out of the corner and not getting punished.
I think you've also got to take into fact as well, like if you had a track like this with Le Mans, I think you also got to take into fact as well the natural racing line that a lot of drivers take in the real world as well when you're trying to build your penalty zones. Because you notice here, out of the Porsche curves, the drivers tend to run that little bit wide of the outside curving after the Porsche
Oh, Intrinsic
curves.
and Evil One are fighting. Sorry.
Yeah. I saw that.
So, like, I think when it comes to building a penalty system for a game, you've also got to take into account what the natural racing line is taken by professionals and build your penalty system around that.
I think when watching Le Mans and seeing drivers run really wide out of the Porsche curves, I think it looks really stupid. What's the point of having the white lines and the curving there if it doesn't mean shit?
Even coming onto Mulsanne as well, you'll notice that the drivers cut right in close onto the inside apex and then sort of run it just a little bit wide off the curving on the exit there.
Which I think should be penalised again. Purex has actually got himself a half a second penalty here, but he's now 3.5 seconds clear of Footnar. So it's not going to be enough to swing it back in his favour, fortunately for him.
So, like, there's a fine line between when building a penalty system, and you're never going to sort of find the perfect system that'll suit everyone. But there are better ways of punishing driving behaviour, and I think games like
I wonder if Oil is going to catch Apex. Probably not, but
He's been sitting pretty steady about this pace behind him. He did make up a second on lap 15, but hasn't been able to gain too much on him since then. But maybe them fresher tyres coming into play now. So 1 lap fresher tyres on Oil, so he's got a little bit more grip on corner exit and turn in.
Almost in slipstream range. Gained like 3/10 there.
But no, I will say, look, with Gran Turismo, if you're within the white lines, you're pretty much good for the most part on penalties for track limits. It's more people trying to abuse them and run wide that gets punished.
Yeah.
So, Evil One's catching back up to Intrinsic as well. So he had a half a second penalty coming into the Ford chicanes and dropped back to 2.6 seconds behind, and now is just 1 second behind Intrinsic, who's fighting to do that Mazda proud and hold it into 7th.
Contagious has jumped Intrinsic though in his Mazda.
He's been out in front of him for a couple laps now, yeah.
After not
Oh, look
qualifying.
at Oil. Oil's right on the tail now.
Yep. Unfortunately for him, this is probably the worst place to catch up to a guy, because now you've got to be in his dirty air throughout all the Porsche curves and then somehow make a move before the Porsche chicanes. But it could be done. There's a chance that he could do it. Diswood is... I'm not seeing things when I look at that fastest lap, am I?
Oh shit! What the?
Yeah.
He's managed to do a 17.6. Pure Axel's going to come across the line to claim first position here.
We're going to need a replay of that.
Here
I'm going to have to...
Footner, Diswood
watch
coming
a
across the
replay of
line
that.
here. Apex Humper's got half a second to burn. Oil could be on here. No, Oil's picked up a penalty as well.
Oh, has he?
Apex hasn't burnt it though, so it's... Oh,
There he goes.
oh, and Oil's picked
Oil's
up
got a
threes.
massive one.
That was... Oh, no.
Here comes Contagious coming through after a really good fight back, after being 10 seconds off the back of the
race.
field. To fight up to 6th place in that Mazda.
Good work.
Showing he had really good pace and just got unlucky at the start.
So Early's got
I was
a
gonna
race
say,
here.
Intrinsic
race
was
with the
under
clock
threat
here.
from
He's
either one
on-
here, but he's got 1.4 seconds of penalties.
Early's got a bit of a race here with the clock now to try and finish. He's almost 3 minutes behind the field and about 2 minutes to go on the countdown timer.
So we got Intrinsic taking 7th, Evil 1 8th, Jonesy 9th, CS Pack is going to come across the line for 10th, Dale's going to claim 11th in that.
Bit unfortunate for Dale. He was
Dale
strong.
said he put 0 laps of practice in for this one, so let's not talk about how unfortunate it is for Dale.
He was pretty strong though in the first race, though. You got to give him credit for that.
It looks like Early's having some throttle problems, similar to what I did, where his throttle's not going to 100% at the moment. If you watch when he gets on the power here, as he gets on it a little early. Oh, it's 100% now, so it was sitting about 10% off before when he's running down, so that could be part of the reasoning why, but Early's in the similar case to, I think it was Flucker in Div 2, where he was racing the clock to finish with about 2 seconds spare. And that's not going to help out on that dirty stuff coming into the corner.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for Early. He hasn't had the best of races. I think maybe there's a bit of rustiness there.
See his throttling there,
taking a full season off.
I feel like he might have been having throttle problems as well this race, from what I can see there. You can see it's going from probably 100 to 90% repeatedly. And I had the exact same thing happen to me during the final round of last season, so...
Yeah, he's not on full throttle there. So.
Yeah, great racing from Pure Axel and Footnar and Diswood. They did an amazing job to
Apex as
claim
well.
that top 3. Yep. The two Mazda boys with their fight back after a bit of a rough start. It doesn't look like Early's going to make the end time here. Oh, he's going to just cut the chicanes to try and do it. Come on, Early! Oh, he got the reset. Bugger. He was on there. I thought he was going to finish in time. Every single driver in the race getting penalties. Learn the track limits, boys. Come on. I think we had 2 people in the Div 2 race not getting penalties.
Yeah, 2 people in Div 2 didn't pick up penalties, so
yeah.
So Div 2 is better with track limits, is what I'm hearing here.
but well done to was it Diswood picking up a 3:17 for the fastest lap? That's
17.6 is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're gonna. I would half invite him to the commentary box to find out, but
Knowing what he's like, I think that's a bad call.
I'm sure we want to just jump on and keep going with our Season 7 practice.
Yeah. Man, that's 17.6. That's only like 3.5 seconds faster than my fastest lap. You know, it's fine. That is ridiculous. Stupid pace.
But what a race, boys! The Division 1 team, Division 1 guys, always really putting up a good fight and making for great viewing as well.
Yeah, what have we got next week? Is it Spa?
I think it's Monza. I think I saw Monza.
It's Monza, yeah, Monza with no chicane, so
Ugh.
that's going to
And
be
then
a
Spa to finish it off.
that's going to be a big draft fest.
Yep.
Alrighty, well, let's wrap things up, boys. Thanks for the commentary, and we'll see you all next week.
And don't forget to give the stream a like if you're still out there watching. And thanks to everyone that has watched. And thank you to my co-commentator and Fine Moves on the visuals.
No worries,
Like,
boys.
comment,
Alright,
subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. Races jump back on for sponsorship for season 7.
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, so I think Dodgy's lining up a couple more sponsors. So stay tuned for that. But yeah.
Yes, season 7 is going to be massive. Look forward to seeing everyone sort of.
Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you next week.
Yep. Cheers, guys. Alrighty. See ya.